Disciplined Stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Hey, welcome to another episode of the show.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we're the gateway drug to mindfulness. How you feeling today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. It's daytime.
It's daytime. Yeah, we're doing a morning show.
Usually we do this later.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it in the morning.
Yeah, it's nice to switch it up, though.
It is.
You got to switch up your routine sometimes just to get a fresh perspective.
You most certainly do.
And I originally thought that we were going to do this over cappuccinos, but we've already each had 1.5 cappuccinos. Mm-hmm. So we decided to go for mushroom water. Yep. And I'm doing a fresh juice of clementine, orange, and strawberry. And Ellevan's doing a ginger aid by kombucha.
And so it feels good.
That's the drinks that we got on the table.
And what else do we have, Win?
Well...
What?
I know.
Have we been blessed?
We have been blessed. You may have seen the array of...
New deliciousness.
New delicious. So
we got some new bomb.
Our friends at King Crop came through and blessed us hard.
Now, this is serious. Like...
Yeah.
These are some strains that I've not heard of before that are really introducing me to some new terps. What's that one that we looked up? And it's commonly in pinks. It starts with an N.
Yeah, noridiol.
Yeah, that was super interesting and cool and fun. I wanted to try. So shout out King Crop.
Yeah.
Hit them up, and we got a little discount code for you if you want to hit us up in the DMs for that. But you got a cool one.
Yeah, so we wanted to try. We got so much. Thank you so much, King Crop. But we both are excited about 2 different strains. We're excited about all of them, but so I wanted to try the G Whiz,
which is
a sativa dominant. I can't remember the crosses now. I think it was Do-si-do and something. Mm-hmm. But I had never heard of it, so I just really, and on their website they give really nice little descriptions, which is good.
We're terp geeks. If you've seen my reviews, I have a series called Terp Talks that I'm going to be diving into one of these with. But we really like to talk about the collection of different components in the cannabis, and that's primarily the terps and the entourage effects that happen from that, and the type of communication that happens from your senses when you go to smell the plant, and it kind of communicates your body what type of effects it's going to have. So why don't you tell us a little bit about G Whiz?
Okay, so it is sort of like a minty green color, and there's definitely orange hairs that are popping through. All of the buds that we've...
It's frosty.
All of the buds that we've opened up so far, every bud, their buds are really dense. That's what I've noticed, the consistency across the board throughout their strains. Mm-hmm. Very sort of dense, squishy buds. We got kind of like a field scent,
Great shape.
When you walk into a field.
Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sage.
So that very earthy.
See, what I love about this is it's cured, it's dried, but it's not dry.
No.
Sometimes when you get stuff off the legal market or whatever, it's just toast. It crumbles. But this just proves that it can be dried and cured and not feel irritated and kind of mulch when you break it up. This is really, this is nice, and it's fair on the nose. It's informative. There's some woodsiness, some oakiness, but you can definitely get the creaminess, so you understand it's kind of a sativa by this sweet creaminess.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it.
Me too, yeah.
So you're going to do that.
I'm going to break this up, and you can...
Because it's a sativa dom.
Yeah.
Which we'll both hit both, I'm assuming. But I really want to try the pink Wagyu. That excites me.
When I opened that up last night, I was like, how is it?
Smells like beef. Yeah. Smells like beef. Now, okay, I wanted to say the other terp profile that we're smelling from some of these pinks, it's nerolidol. Aromas to look for: citrus, apples, rose, lemongrass, fresh bark. And
yeah, the Astro
yeah,
Pink.
has that. The Astro Pink has that. So terpenes that smell like meat. Like meat. Because it is this one. Botanical terpenes. Dead rotten meat.
Ew. It's true though, right? Like we've there's been like I've seen on the market like meat breaths. So
yeah,
there's
I'm trying to find what terp is at.
Yeah.
Meat breath weed. It's so funny. We'll see if they have anything. Oh, Leafly getting us to just do like what? Fuck off, man.
Like kudos to the first people who were smelling these cultivars and naming them. Like someone was the first person to be like, "Nah, that smells like meat."
I know, right?
And that's just like, it's hard to kind of over audio really explain to you how much like meat it actually smells. But I guess it's like dense, it's chunky.
It just says limonene, caryophyllene, and myrcene. Caryophyllene is in the cut of every very complex
We'll
thing.
do more
But there's a meat
research and
chirp. We'll figure out what that is.
Get back to you.
And we'll talk about it, but I'm going to try the pink Wagyu.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for that. So as we roll up these joints and you guys see how wonderfully, how's that smelling when you break it up?
More citrus after you break it up.
And more apples for sure. Okay, look how nice. Yeah. Look how I love when you pull them out and they all stick together like that. Like nachos. Look at that.
Yeah, the apples, that's kind of like champagne-y almost.
Yeah. Oh, I love a beautiful pink. Look at that. Shout out again our friends at King Crop. Just gorgeous. So it's that sweet. It could be caryophyllene, but there's something else that it's like a sweet. Carry off, you see.
I just lately just break out into Ellevan songs.
Thank you so much.
They're just all the time in my head because they're so catchy.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Remember the rap you did for Seven Pipe?
Yeah.
It was so good.
Shout out Seven Pipe.
Yeah.
I sound like Shabazz now. Shout out.
Shout out. I know.
Yeah, no, that was good. Do you know that their marketing team took it down?
Oh, that's too bad.
Like off their YouTube, and I asked Jeffrey about it, and he was like, "Oh, I'll have him put it back up." And then they tossed it on Instagram, and the description just said some vintage shit. And I was like, "Okay, someone didn't like this rap." Shout out the 17 marketing folks who don't like my rap. But thank you, Jeffrey, for getting me to do a rap.
Interesting though how I started off by talking about how great your music is.
Thank you.
And then we somehow got to...
I send it into some sort of beef. Because I'm chopping up that pink Wagyu. I'm with the beef, homie. Sizzle, sizzle. Because it reminded me of something. And you said that rap, and then I'm like, well, what's the status on that? But isn't that funny? I should learn to shut up.
I feel like...
sometimes, and just let it be good. I should have just went like, yeah, thanks. That was really good.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It is a good rap.
It is a good rap.
Yeah, it's a really good rap.
What part do you find yourself singing of it?
Caryophyllene.
That's awesome. Do I say that in there?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, shit. That's incredible.
Yeah, I know, because you were less on the terps at that time. Like, you're way more of a terp geek now.
I do. I started to talk to growers. That's what happened.
Yeah.
The shift is like, when you go to Cannabis, wow, that's really nice. Oh, I'm getting that clean smell you get from the mints.
Like humulene.
Humulene. Nice. Well done. Exactly.
Okay, so something that I've really been observing about myself is...
get your joints ready, by the way. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're just rolling up together, everyone.
What you saying?
Something I've been noticing about myself recently is I feel my ego flare up in a way that I haven't either noticed or it just hasn't been happening over the course of the summer. But over the last kind of like week and a half, I really feel like offended by people. And I really it's so interesting. And I'm like, is it hormonal? What is it? What's happening?
I've been a little bit more of a stiff bitch.
What am I supposed to say to that?
I'm just kidding, babe.
I'm just
I love you.
kidding, babe. I love you too.
I'm proud of you for communicating that vulnerability. I just figured I'd just make it really funny by.
Yeah, I don't know.
harsh.
I'm not sure. Is it? I don't. I don't know where this is going. I'm just saying
No,
that
be open, be fair.
Yeah.
I've noticed myself be okay with a little, even just like calling someone out, just like right now. Like I've been okay with having one-sided feelings ever since acid last week, because I'm like, this is a beautiful human experience. I'm allowed to have preferences and feel, and so is everyone else. And so if I'm gonna be that's fluid with my honesty, you got to be okay with other people's honesty as well. And I just try to get to that 0 point where everyone's just trying to kick it real with each other, because everyone got their own fucking problems, man. Like everyone got their own shit in their head, even if it's silly and small. It's like everyone has their own priorities. You know, and we watched the movie The Sun with Hugh Jackman in it, with Hugh Jackman the other day.
Yeah, we were like
4
7
rows
people
away.
away from Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman, we're basically friends.
Yeah,
Like
we're
he
ba-
waved at me walking out, and I was like, go ahead, do your thing. You know,
His
but we're
smile is
basically-
out of control.
He's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
He's a unique looking guy. He has big round eyes and looks like an eagle straight on.
It looks like,
But he's tall.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely at more of like maybe like what is an appropriate weight for him rather than when he was like Wolverining it.
So ripped.
Yeah, so ripped.
Musical theater kid just getting ripped.
But lovely gentleman. He spoke at the beginning of the film.
Fuck, that's incredible.
It was
Pink
really
Wagyu.
cool. We
Oh my
went to
God.
Roy Thompson Hall.
Yeah, it was such a nice theater to watch a film. As I recall, it was a horror film.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It was
It was a drama.
it was about teenage depression.
Yeah. And
What do you
I've been thinking about it more and more, and I think that it's like definitely like on my not watch again list.
We saw this movie. It's on our don't watch it again list.
I think there is a lot of factors working.
Well, no, we'll never watch that movie again. Of course not. You that's a one-time watch for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
Doesn't mean it was bad.
It wasn't bad. I don't want
Bless
to.
me.
I would never. It was art. So.
It said something.
And yeah, it.
Okay, can we talk about it honestly though? Are you gonna pussyfoot around it?
We don't. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it honestly. We didn't like
Pass
love.
me those raws. Pass
love-
me the king size. Thank you.
We didn't love the script.
Okay, the dialogue, it was so general, it seemed like someone who English wasn't their first language wrote it, and I think that's the case. I think it was a French person, maybe. And
Even still, we didn't know anything about any of the characters. We didn't know
Like
their
in their work situation, it would go into the room and they would say something so general and stagnant and unaffecting, and the camera was just on the primary person to the point where you only knew what they were kind of like feeling, and then it would cut away. It was a little wearing to buy in, because there was no secondary plot lines. There was just this one depressed teenager that was affecting everyone so much to the point where you're almost kind of frustrated with them. And the dialogue was so shallow, but the actors were so good that he gave so much in moments that were just nothing. Like the way that they said things was almost robotic. It's like a robot wrote the script.
yeah.
Like it was like the first draft of an idea pitch script, and they left the dialogue,
Yeah.
like saying stupid things like, "I'm here now. How is she? Good," and just like
Yeah.
it was weird. It was weird. And so we
It was
landed on
weird.
the fact that this is a choice.
Yeah,
we landed on the
think
fact that this is on purpose.
It
Like,
was sort of a sequel to a movie
Father.
called The Father, which we haven't seen, which I'd actually like to see if our suspicions are correct, because it was just like,
So
I
tell
don't,
them our suspicion that it's on purpose.
that this
It's
is
a style choice?
It's a stylistic choice to be so general with the dialogue, because the content is really intense. So like
And this is general, so it's more accessible
more accessible,
to
but
more people.
also you are actually less invested in the characters because of what happens to all of the characters in the film. So you still are like, holy fuck, but you're not like, holy, you're not relating to it on a specific level at all.
It's almost like you can't get to know someone that, imagine if you're like, how was work? Good. We're working on balancing the power. Oh, great. And everyone is good? Good. How was Charlie? Oh, there was something that happened. Did he tell you what happened? No. What are you saying?
Yeah.
And then it would cut to like,
it was actually like
hey,
that a bit.
Are you going to tell me what happened? No, I don't want to talk about it. Well, you need to tell me.
Yeah.
And that was like, what? This is like a read. Like, this isn't the... But the, like, cinematography was fucking mucho fuego. The acting was even great. Like, given such trash dialogue, sorry, not to be a hater, but, like, if me as an actor, I'd be like, can I change this? And the director would be like, what? I'd be like, everything. Like, none of this, I cannot say this and stay in the scene. But that's a true testament to Hugh and the poor mom. I know she's a good actress.
Laura Dern was in it.
Her fucking lines
that was also my an issue I had with the film.
Her lines were like, I don't know how she made them work. She's a fucking saint.
And it was really, I didn't love how it was sort of, this mom was sort of painted in this like pathetic, you know.
I'm just being a mom.
Yeah,
I just worry about my son. This is all she said the whole film. That's as much dynamic as she was allowed to have. But I'm concerned, and I can't really lead because I'm a woman. Like, which is, I don't know, it's fucked up. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that they kept her shallow. I know what you mean.
Yeah, she was just sort of this, like, she played kind of like a victim, which, I mean,
she was asking Hugh to not abandon them.
Yeah.
Like the father, like, because he abandoned, like, it's kind of, it still belongs to an old paradigm.
Yeah.
It's like, if we're going to move forward and progress together and respect there's no pre-obligated sex or gender roles. Like, there shouldn't be. Like, if that's what feminism is saying, like, equality, which, like, I love, because, like, Winnie's better at a lot of masculine mental things than I am. Like, more better at than and I'm better at a lot of more feminine things than she is sometimes. Like, you don't think so?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's true.
Well, we're on a really good roll there, Win, but I guess you want to fucking beef again? We're back. I'm just kidding.
You know, I'm also just want to say about the film.
Kidding. Go ahead.
That they
this pink Wagyu rolled up amazingly.
Yeah, so did this. Yeah. They painted the hospital system like they are always right. And they also painted this idea that, you know, not to, like, trust your children sometimes. There was a theme of that. So
by the end of it, it was pretty leftist.
It was pretty like, you should have, you should have listened. And I didn't love that. I thought that could have been handled just differently. It's just more, you know what it was? It's such a complex issue, and they were making it a little black and white. So I think that's where it lacked.
You know where it lost me? Him being a rich kid. Whereas I know that's a really important thing, but like, hey dog, why don't you try to be fucking homeless and see much time you got to cry? Why don't you have to solve that shit? I mean, why don't you go get jumped? Like, fuck off. Like, you're just sad, but that is I'm reacting to my wild hood self.
Yeah.
But in real life, now moving forward, what? Because this person has a good circumstance and their family can provide for them and everyone's being kind to them, it doesn't mean that they're allowed to be sad because they have a chemical imbalance.
Well, exactly.
Right?
That was the story there.
Saying, for me, as Evan, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking put, like, there's no time for that, you know, like, I had to be, you know, so as a consumer, as a fan, it just didn't reach my demographic of person.
Yeah.
Like, the struggle was like, I'm sad, and like, and it's just like, well, fuck, man, I guess you're gonna kill yourself. And then, not to give too much away, but not wrong. You know, it's like,
I think you just gave too much away.
No, I'm saying, like, in that situation, like, sadly, that does happen because people don't even have the struggle to keep them alive. Ooh. bars, eat that for breakfast. Some people don't have the struggle to keep them alive.
So I think...
Fuck. Something to do.
Yeah, so I think that we're always going to create problems for ourselves as a human race because it helps us to...
Evolve, grow, figure it out.
Not only that, but create some sort of like value in our everyday life. You know, like there is this problem and I figured it out, and that feels good to us. So there's like a reward system.
Well, that's our
on
DNA.
there.
That's Atomic Habits. You reading that book?
Yeah.
The human reward system is one of the most basic principles, and if you figure it out, you can hack yourself. You can say, if I just do this to a certain point, because we don't support results-driven thinking. We're more about finding happiness in the moment, regardless of the circumstance, and that just living and being from a point of joy. But in our three-dimensional world, we have a push and pull of investment, effort, need for fulfillment, purpose, and it has to match with some sort of requirement, struggle, hurdle, mountain to climb, problem to solve, thing that's intruding, or even if it's not pushing on you, even if it's you wanting to get to a goal, fitness, financial, social, whatever, you're fighting. I don't want to say fighting, but you're like, remember when we were at the beach and we were like going like this, like near the shore? I'm like, I can feel how evolution happened. We couldn't, and then we got our little legs, and we always
adapted.
We were going towards the beach. We're always going towards
new,
to uncomfortable but better.
And so that's a bit of a story of the Buddha, I believe. He actually grew up in royalty, and
cool.
wasn't allowed to, go outside of his lavish living ever.
He was protected or sheltered.
Yeah. And he was like, well, what the fuck is this all for? Like, there's people out there that need help. Like, I can't just sit here.
What does it matter? What does it matter if I have all this?
Way? Yeah. So then he went and he did the exact opposite. He became homeless. He was, thrown out from the whatever he was in.
See, and if we have Jag
he starved
on, we're going to
himself.
talk about this, because Jag did this.
Yeah, like he also starved himself and was part of a sort of a trend at the time of people only eating the like very minimum that they need to stay alive.
Do, right?
Like literally eating like a potato every 5 days or something crazy like that. You're really like, so you let go, so you prove essentially that you don't have any attachments. That's what that is. But at the end of that,
say it again.
At the end of that though, he realized, well, I'm unfulfilled. I'm unhappy. I'm starving. I'm unhealthy. And so then you find something else. So there's always essentially going to be something to work towards, and until you're dead, and there's going to be some things that are left undone this lifetime, and we just have to be okay with that.
So that's why you got to do the thing that you want to do at any scale, which you can do it today.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Like right now, as you're watching this, start to fiddle around with like how you're going to do that thing your soul tells you that you got to do.
Yeah.
Because people have been dying. Dude, like...
people die.
Dude, like R.I.P. Pat Stay. Respect. That's like... probably like the best battle rapper, like best craftsman in the field of like... writing hip-hop bars. He's a special important person to the culture of battle rap and hip-hop. So respect and R.I.P. to Pat Stay. He's really great. And like, yeah, like that just flips you out a little bit when you're like, someone was here and then they're not here. Like that's, maybe it's our age, like that's 30s as fuck.
Yeah,
like just to be like, I'm here, like I'm still here, like I'm still clicking away, like I like that's really nice. Exciting. Like I've had a big gratitude for life.
Yeah, it's nice to know that you do want to be here.
Yeah, and just like snap out of it, snap out of the fucking complaining, snap out of the fucking drama, snap out of
and
it.
like,
You
don't beat yourself up also.
Yeah, just use the time. That's what I'm getting at. It's just use this time.
Yeah.
Use this time. It's not promised.
Yeah.
It's not promised you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you'll say, well, I'll feel good when I have this, and I'll feel good when I have this. Allow yourself to feel good now. Get the nice juice. Take your mom for dinner. Do something that like
stretch.
If you had to bounce tomorrow, just do something that you'd be happy that it was okay. You made an impact today with what you had.
Or you just like enjoyed, you know.
Or just enjoyed, yo. Consciousness loves that too.
Yeah,
like do what you love.
Yeah.
Like enjoy or like go for a massage, go for a jacuzzi. Like don't stress out. It's easier said than done. But
Totally.
like if you look at it from that perspective of, yo, we still have the chance. Like right now, this is a miracle.
And the ebbs and flows are real, man. Like we were talking about that today already. I experienced it yesterday. Yesterday was kind of just like an emotionally stable day, not like an emotionally peaking. Like I feel like everything's great. I
feel everything great. Smoke some weed, guys. Get your joints up.
Get your joints.
We spoke for 25 minutes before we decided
That was good conversation.
Oh no, I'm real happy with it. But yeah, love you guys. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Blessings up. So grateful to be here. So happy to be here. Shout out King Crop. I'm doing pink Wagyu. Homie's doing G-Whiz. And G-Whiz, that smells
both
absolutely
top
incredible.
shelves on their menu. Thank you so much.
Highly encouraged to hit them up. And they're quick too. Delivery, so good.
We also got a legacy pink that's not featured here, and we tried it last night, and it is...
Okay, it's so sticky that when you're like breaking it up, your hands, you know, sometimes when you're testing the weed and you kindly like push your hands together and try to make them stick, like not that stick, like glues on your fingers. You can't put your fingers together for too close because they fucking like will stick together. Like, and the burn has been super nice on these. Look how well it stays lit and just starts going right off the tip. That's gas. I can smoke that right from the end of it like hash. How's that treating you over there?
The woodsy notes are coming out. I feel like I'm in a cabin and I'm about to have some hot tea.
Homie, here's your hot tea. That's fucking a hot tomahawk steak of Wagyu. Guys, this white ash just falls right off.
This might be like a nice hiking smoke.
Oh my God. This is so toasty. Oh my God. So the sweet, round pink notes are accented by that soft, sweet, more savory actually. There's a savory sweetness, like an umami to it. This smoke is so light. Almost feels like water.
Smooth.
The burn is so even. The oils are coming through on the top. Look at the oils already. And the burn region's very slow. See the black? See the black line small? But the oils are bigger than the burn line is already. You actually don't even get that type of quality even with like the peanut butter mac that we get the pre-roll. That's so, it rolled up so fucking perfect.
This is creamy too.
Yeah, that tastes creamy.
Nice, earthy, creamy smoke on the G-Whiz.
Guys,
smooth.
I'm getting the beef still. I'm getting the beef in taste form rather than smell form. It's different.
That's crazy.
Pinks are magical. Pinks from Legacy are just where it's at. Like, there's no one in legal's done a pink properly yet. Not one person. Like, maybe the value brands where you can't even tell it's a pink. It's just like, yeah. But like, this is designer pink. This is like exactly what I want to smoke on. That is so special.
Do you remember what we were talking about?
The power of being alive.
The power of being alive.
You know, and in our effort to always follow the Tao, try that.
I kind of want to just let this high settle for a second.
That's why I haven't tried yours, because I want to see what this is like.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll rock the high. So there you go. It's 2 different experiences. I got the pink Wagyu, and you got the Gee Whiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but life is a miracle. Essentially, that's what we're saying. Life is a miracle.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the like how I was feeling like emotionally stable, and like from when you're peaking.
Oh yeah,
like
yesterday was amazing. Oh my God, yesterday was amazing.
So I feel like you were emotionally peaking and I was emotionally stable. So to be in a room and know what that feels like to you're on a high. And we know that highs aren't sustainable all the time.
I woke
right?
up like this.
Yeah.
And when he was like dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum, and
I would say it was less that.
Okay, when he was like dum dum bum bum.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
She was moving.
That's more that.
She was moving, but she was more like dum 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 dum.
Yeah. So, but I
Classic analogy. She's the tortoise. I'm the hare.
But I would consider
But I'm
yesterday.
And we were both just going like that.
Yeah.
Like the household was like, she was slow and had her space, and I was everywhere. And it was a selling day for me. And I love selling.
Yeah.
I love giving good quality products to people for less than they'd get. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Like, rapping is my first thing. Acting is next. Shifting is next. Fitness is next. And then that. Selling whatever the fuck people like. That's my life. Back to you.
So you were buzzing around and I was concentrated in the kitchen. And if you haven't seen my latest Instagram, our kitchen is also our hallway.
Woody did a great stand-up set.
So
she talks about it.
It was interesting for me.
Stays lit. This stays lit.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, sames. No.
Yours was down for a while.
Yeah. But it was interesting for me, and I'm sure that you could talk about it as well, for me to not suppress envy, but like when you aren't feeling that, it's a little bit like, fuck, I want to feel that.
I could feel that from you.
You know?
I wasn't sure how to help you up, though.
Yeah.
Because when he's a Taurian, so stubborn, don't try and adjust him. Don't try and offer
Never.
any insight. Don't offer anything. Just let him
not
be.
if you have an expectation of them to take it.
Well, that's a little bit what people expect when they communicate ideas. But
Anyways.
but ultimately, no, good for you guys. Taurians are my favorite type of people. You can't fucking move them. You can't move them. But you could.
We're bulls, baby.
You could offer them something, and they will move for you immediately. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
You could give them something, and they're like, how can I accommodate whatever you want right now?
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of a foolish way to trick someone, too.
Learning love languages, though, is such a good investment of time.
That's true.
It's fucking so good.
And one of my love languages is sometimes just letting me fly. And you did do that yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and I knew where I was at. I knew I didn't feel amazing, but I also knew I didn't feel bad. It was just
You just stayed there.
I was just right there. And
It's
what
almost
was
salty.
helpful is not to feel bad about being there.
I could feel that from
Because
you.
we gotta let ourselves live and express all the wide variety. And while it could feel amazing to live up here, eventually
does.
you'd forget how amazing it is because you'd never come back down. So the ebb and flow is like such a gift because it enables you to actually feel that high. So like, we need to always go through it. Don't blame yourself if you're not on 10 all the time, every day.
So the darkness is okay because it allows us to appreciate the light.
Exactly.
My first agent, when I was 17 in Vancouver, said that to me. And I said, I like all light all the time. She's like, how are you going to see anything? I was like, interesting point. But my mom convinced me she was a witch, so I dropped her. Looking back, I may have jumped too soon.
One of the most pivotal moments in therapy for me was...
All my agents have been women.
Mine too. Oh no, my first agent was a guy.
And coaches. I prefer taking direction from women. Anyway, what were you saying?
One of my most pivotal moments in therapy was the first day I was feeling really good going to therapy, like since I had started.
Oh, that must be a good feeling. That's like the first time feeling good going to the gym.
Yeah.
That's big stuff when you start to feel good about going.
It was.
Whoa.
And I went in being
I'm
like,
so high, it feels nice.
I went in being like, almost like, let me show my therapist that this is working.
She's gonna break you at the ankle, boy.
Yeah. So I didn't wanna go there. I didn't want to go there with her that day.
So you were like, I'm okay. I'm so okay. I'm going to show you how okay I am. And she's like, are you really okay? And you're like, no.
That's exactly what happened.
God.
That's exactly what happened.
Because that's what that means. When you're trying to prove, you're not.
Yeah.
So if you really are, you're just being. Someone
like,
who's okay doesn't profess it.
Shout out.
You just ask someone how they're doing.
Shout out Jessica in Toronto. She just asked. She didn't ask anything. She's like, I just want to reflect to you that you're saying that you're okay and good, like a lot. And I was like, yeah, because I am.
Because all this work we've been doing has really freed me from everything that I thought about myself, and now I've just dealt with it so fast.
And then and then we went in, and I was like, oh man. It was really around that time where I was making huge progress on accepting my depressive state.
That was like 2017, 2016, 703, right? Was that after you got that letter? It was before you got that letter?
Yeah.
So it was like 2016.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with this high.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, just a quick update. It tastes also like Wagyu. So Wagyu steak, if you've had the extreme fortune of trying it, it's $100 a steak, pretty much. If you're buying it retail, it could be $200 if you're having it at a restaurant. I've had it and cooked it a couple times. And what's so special about it is the marbling, just as far as function. There's lots special about it as far as other things, like how it's made and where and stuff. But thank you so much. Just make sure that it refocuses. Did it refocus?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's exciting about Wagyu is it has a really nice balance of fat. So marbling means that between the fibrous red meat, that is very tender, top cut, and the white, like gelatin kind of fat that's in a steak, and the balance is so perfect throughout. So the end product of this, when you cook it and you cut it, it's buttery. So it's very buttery. It's a balance between sweet and creamy and rich protein, meaty beef taste, like a high-end filet type, delicious, soft version of it. So this, I'm understanding, is most likely named Wagyu, not just pink steak, but Wagyu, because there is like this central marbling to the balance of the taste, which is sweeter and creamy, as well as that kind of savory. Let me explain meat. Clovey, gamey, rich. You know how they tried to make Beyond Meat taste like meat? That. Like ironous, almost. And then the light, fluffy clouds of this with this like perfect white ash, that tells you that this has just been flushed to perfection. I'm so impressed with this. The euphoric elements for my central focus. Like, if you ask me that thing about the 7-pipe thing now, I'm so far away from looking for contrast. So this is euphoric, and that really helps you, me, someone with a bit of an aggressive tick. It really helps me choose love, and that's why it's so helpful to have. In different, Leafly, I think, refers to euphoria as uplifting. If you look at the different databases that are out there, you'll always see something that kind of leads you towards that. And that's what we love so much about Miracle Alien cookies as well. I think it's one of our favorite components to the values and benefits of specifically smoking cannabis. Edibles, I'm yet to really explore if sativa or indica edibles is even relevant in that state, going through your liver or your stomach, as opposed to this into your lungs, right to your bloodstream and brain. I don't know what's lost in the wash there, or if I'm totally wrong in terms of context of that. But regardless, smoking it and the strains that have euphoria really seem to help me find a happier place to think from.
Yeah, I mean,
a weed break.
I think over the course of time, sativa, indica, and hybrid aren't going to be used the way that they're being used now. So in terms of that edible conversation, I think there is probably a strain that you could take from that could still like offer more cognitive high.
I get that
the edible.
A cappuccino made with Jack Herrera is going to give me more energy than an Astro Pink.
Yeah.
Right, a cappuccino made with that. I get that. So there you go. There's that. I just mean like as far as even like legal market, it's just like I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean 10 milligrams of THC? What do you mean exactly?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like I noticed the difference between like hash resin edibles and
yes, definitely.
like THC distillate edibles. Like I can kind of feel the difference between how quick they hit you, the onset, and what type of high it is.
And huge difference between, for me anyways, drinking and candies.
Oh, drinking like a proper?
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah, we fuck with verses and propers. Shout out Derek. We still want to have him on the show.
I really think drinks are a great
are the
intro.
move.
I think they're a better intro to cannabis than edibles are.
Well, because gluten, too. What's your body doing with that gelatin fucking rest of it?
But still,
like, what's that? Coated sugar and like gummy? Like gluten gummy?
Yeah.
That's
even
weird.
then, I feel like a drink is going to hit you sooner, so there's less anticipation of like, what is this? What does high feel like?
And it hits you gradually.
And it hits you gradually.
You drink it down, whereas an edible, you pop like a pill and it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
And this, you're like slowly it's like a slow drip. It's like an IV.
Yeah, and then you're not going to peak as hard as an edible will. So
because when you peak really hard,
you come down pretty easy as well.
When you peak really hard, when you go into the dressing room and you peak
with your eyes.
What do you think is the peak age right now? What's the fucking hottest? 30s has always been.
I think that whatever age I am is going to be the hottest.
Can you explain why 40? How did 40s become sexy all of a sudden? 40s used to be, I thought, when people started to chill, and 40s now is like when people decide to start swinging or something.
It's because
like,
we're where
hot.
We are. That's why.
Is that why?
If we were 20, we're not thinking about 40s.
Through my whole fucking 20s, I thought 30s was so hot. Now we're here. I still think 30s is probably the hottest. But the mind state of people in their 40s,
yeah.
If they're sagging a bit, it's fine because their mind is fucking on one. I feel like people in their 40s fuck the most.
Yeah, probably.
I really hope so, because they're not scared. Like, in your 20s, I feel like there's a lot of mistake fucking from what I hear, like from people. We've been together, so lucky.
Don't ever mistake fuck.
I think that there's mistake fucks that primarily happen either in teens.
Yeah.
Or late teens probably actually holds the champ for mistake fucks. High school boyfriends.
No regrets.
No rugrats.
Okay.
Summer flings, that type of behavior. But like 40s, I feel is like, bam, like, hi.
Hello. Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. Just special for you.
Just special for you.
We're gonna fix this.
We are gonna fix it.
You tell them a story, Win.
Okay.
Tell them about all the 40-year-olds we met in Jamaica.
We met a lot of 40-year-olds in Jamaica. It was a sex hotel.
Yo, this is special for you, YouTube.
It was a hotel, a nude hotel. And it was fucking awesome, and I think everyone should do that. In your life, you should serve, you should be a server.
Yeah, work at a restaurant.
I think every person should work at a restaurant.
If you don't have a job right now, go get it, and like you need money, go get a job at a restaurant. You'll learn so much about humans.
And if you can't do like the front of house, do back. Like there's still
to be a dishwasher.
Yeah,
every place
so
needs a dishwasher.
And you just get a different perspective. It's all about perspective. And so really like
thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem. The more that you can learn and the more places you can go,
and don't be afraid to get dirty.
And the more like different things you can try, like I did rock climbing a few weeks ago, and it was a new experience. That's so good for your brain.
Yeah.
Your brain is like, what is going on? My heart rate was like, but when I got up to the top of when I got up to the top, I was like, this is thrilling. My whole body is alive. And I think those experiences are important to expand your perspective.
That's fucking sick. I love that.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
job.
Because the more that you do
True.
and get out of like your own routines, I think maybe we started by talking about this today already, I feel. But yeah, man, just like learn more. Do something that makes your body tingle.
Fuck, sex does that.
Sex is great too, but sometimes even that can be like comfort.
Yeah, cycle.
Yeah.
It can be cyclical and comfort and familiar.
Yeah.
Fuck, good stuff. Yeah, do that different shit.
Yeah, just try fucking go to a cycling class or fucking
join tap dance.
Join tap dance.
Can you tell them about the Rhythm and Flow show?
Should we get back on the audio?
Yeah.
For the Rhythm and Flow show so we can reach more people?
Actually, you know what I realized?
This is not specific for YouTube. I don't do two cuts. I publish the same thing to all platforms. So we've been completely talking shit this whole time.
Oh my god.
I'm going to leave this in.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's basically, they're going to hear this too, just in the room audio.
Okay. So the better audio is coming back shortly, everyone.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It doesn't matter.
Rhythm and Flow show
It's
coming.
rolling again.
Coming.
Just, your wish is the command.
Okay, here we go. Rhythm and Flow. Okay,
Tell
here
them
we
about
go. Welcome back, everybody. The battery died. Well, it does. You've been here the whole time.
Yeah. I'm basically just I'm gonna leave all this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So Rhythm and Flow coming for winter season, Toronto Bar Cathedral, December 11th. It's a Sunday.
We think we're probably
think.
gonna get that date.
We're most likely gonna get that day.
And actually, it's a Friday. We're getting a Friday.
So I'll be coming at you with some hot new material.
But are we allowed to share your set? Because we're dropping it.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna do it.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna drop it when this episode drops. Samey.
Okay, dope.
Is that cool?
That's great.
So go check it out. It's available. If this episode is
Our
out, then
special.
Our special.
Yeah, we have a special together.
It took me 2 years to build my special and do a film around it, and then 4 years. Shut up. No, well, we filmed it. No, that's right, because we picked away
Start
at
to
it.
finish.
Yeah, start to finish.
From first filming.
I spent 2 years in post. We spent 2 years shooting it and 2 years in post.
And then also, COVID and stuff too.
All that shit. And I got the boys jobs, and then they almost forgot about me, which is fine. Moving on. I need to smoke more of this weed, obviously. But we have a really special piece that the poster's up here. I got one printed out. Shout out Paulina. Love you. Rhythm and Flow. It's stand-up comedy and live improvised music, which is me, and I'm the musical headliner. And Winnie performed at it, and it got filmed by these fucking beautiful people that Brandon Zakai has. They're friends of his, and like it's our little team, and it's so good. And we got the audio from Bar Cathedral. You can pay the sound guy there to track your shit top level.
And it sounds so good. It's definitely worth it.
Definitely
for
worth
any
it.
Comedians who are
want to get like a live show together. Like honestly, I don't even want to tell you this. I feel like it's a secret. But like honestly, I also champion.
Go check it out and
artists.
see for yourself.
So we got this together, and the follow so focused that we got a wide primary and we got a close shot, and the secondary sniper cam man, I'm sorry, I'll put you in the description. I don't know your name right now off the top of my head, but Brandon's guy.
Is that the close-up?
The close-up.
Oh,
it looks like
wow.
fucking TV. Like
it does.
With this guy, we have a Netflix special.
Honestly,
like,
you could play it on your TV and be like, "This is I'm watching Netflix."
Like if you have a
now.
smart TV, like go on. Yeah, exactly. Like go on
Can you
our
tag
channel.
us? Can you guys just do that, please?
Yeah, if you play that, can you put us on your story and tag us? We really want to share this and get it out there.
Yeah.
She pretty much opens for me. It's so sick. She does a stand-up set.
It's so fun.
And then I do so the whole thing's like 35 minutes. So like
Yeah.
Winnie does like 8 minutes to stand up to start it off.
And
it's
the
her
crowd
set.
was so good. It was just such an excellent night.
The energy that night, we had beautiful people in the audience. It was like a packed house at Bar Cathedral, so it's like 90 people.
Yeah.
So it was like full. Like when the bar's full, the VIP area is full, the booths are full, all the tables are full, and the standing tables are full. I am in their standing room in the back all the way to the comedians.
It was so,
There's a vibe in that whole room where everyone's watching the stage.
yeah,
And
so good.
it was my first like passion project show back. So it was me and Julian Fat Sound Clark, which is the staple in the Ellevan band. It's pretty much me and Fat Sound. But Phil, we were joined by Phil Tessis, who I made a song years ago with. But then he
What was that song called?
Booty
11.
Song. 'Cause every time I see a video, I gotta see that booty go wow 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 wow. And my verses, I'm just like going all over the place. I can't believe how much people liked and supported me. I was just like, just all over the place. But now my verses are just like fucking, I would snipe that beat. And Phil played with Yannick, who is on, if you listen to my music, he's on Imagination. He's on a bunch of stuff. He's made so many beats for me. He's like fucking one of my closest creator compadres, I'd say. Like I put him in there with like Humble and
I know.
like
I can't
Rob
wait
Christian.
to have him on.
Yannick is just,
year.
he's such a sweetheart. It's like, I don't know if someone's that nice.
Yeah.
He's so nice. He is so talented. You hear this guy play keys. It's like God is not only flowing through him, it starts moving in you. This guy is meant to be a rock star. He just is. And,
He also can cook real good.
He's the G. He's the homie.
Yeah.
And we've done some really cool. I got the idea to do a live improvised special by playing with him at the Mac and Cheese Fest here in Ontario Place. Me and him improvised with a band that we recruited to play with us like last minute, and I was just like so impressed. Like Jemuel, like Jem has been that for me, and before that it was Tyson. But like Yannick's like, I feel lucky to be vocalizing next to him.
nuts.
Like, and most of the music we've recorded together, if I help him write it, if I try it first to lay it down, and then I'll get him to try it and do it, and I'm just like, yes, exactly.
If we can like post
that
a
should be.
small snippet of one of his Instagram clips.
Yeah, I'll do that right here.
Yeah.
I'll do the one that I shared.
I was dreaming of the past, and my heart was beating fast. I began to lose control. So now I began to lose control. Yeah. So I didn't mean to hurt you, baby. No, no, no. And I'm sorry I made you cry. I didn't want to hurt you, no. No, 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 no. I'm just a jealous guy. I was feeling insecure that you would not want me anymore, baby, no.
But yeah, so now you've seen that. And yeah, he's just a homie. And so he was the lead singer in a band called After Funk. That was kind of like his baby. He I think he wrote most of the songs, if I'm correct. And Phil was the guitarist, and I met them both through Stacy Shopswitz, who is like an incredible, well-respected bassist in the city. Like, if you know Stacy, he plays the bassy, amazing, great A strings,
Totally.
grade A strings.
Okay, I just have to talk about this for a second.
My music people love you.
Yeah. Okay, so gee whiz, sativa dominant. I am also feeling pretty high euphoria.
Uplifting.
So awesome. Thank you.
Cheers, King Crop. Bless up.
I'm feeling like super functional. Sometimes sativas make me just go a little like, now, like I can't.
Cokey.
Yeah, just unfocused, I guess, sometimes sativas for me. So this feels very functional, which is nice. It also kind of like has like a gee whiz quality.
Well, gee whiz, I'd like to check that out. I'm pretty curious.
Yeah. So I don't know if you understand that, but that's what it's called. Maybe
If they watch the show, they understand that.
maybe that's a placebo effect, but I really feel that is like nicely named. So thank you once more, King Crop.
Yep. I forgot I didn't have my stylish items on when I came back into frame since fixing the audio problem.
Oh,
But yeah, shout out to King Crop. Love what you're doing. Hit him up. Check him out. We'll be sharing their stuff on our story, so you can always follow the link. And yeah, Win, we've been finding a great way to disagree lately. There are some moments where we're just on a different level, and it's just okay. That's tough. That's God's work right there we're doing.
yeah.
That's important.
I think.
And we're not bickering. That's what's new. Maybe
Yeah.
we bicker a little bit. I like test the waters. I'm like, okay, she's still far away.
It's funny because one of us will always be sort of teasing the other.
Right.
It's been quite rare that both of us are too far gone that we can't come back from it. I think that's what we're experiencing. We're experiencing these we're more tiffy towards one another, but it doesn't actually go further than just that.
Yeah.
So
Did I fuck up this ashtray function by putting all these batteries in it? Let me deal with that.
yeah, it's been interesting.
Talk about it.
I don't really know. Maybe it's just the universe being like, hey, are you living conditionally? You know, like,
Ooh, nice.
is your happiness dependent on like your partner treating you a certain way outside of obviously abuse? Like,
Yeah, but just generally right now, like if you need if your flames fanned, you know, and that person's busy or whatever, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've been asking for it. I feel like I've been asking for a little bit of validation from you, maybe. Again, I'm living more in ego. I'll like clean something and be like, Ev, come look at this.
Like I was busy
Come
and
look.
tired the other day, and she was like, "Come, I need you to see this."
I needed
was like,
him to look at it and
okay.
appreciate it.
and like
And he did.
I did,
And I felt better.
But trust me, I didn't give you the love that I would like to give you, because when you ask me to leave what I'm doing and come do that, then I just have less to give. I have less capacity.
I know.
And
but
and so if you let me complete the tasks and then get to it, I will absolutely go nuts.
you'll never complete the tasks.
It sounds a little victim-y. But I feel
But you also know that that's true.
Well, meaning will I find something else to do as soon as I'm done that thing? Most likely. I still have to put our Discipline Stoner workshop in proper graphic text to send to people who have asked. People have asked us. That's what's neat about this. You know, I'm becoming like a mindful consultant person, and I've never once actually marketed myself as that service provider other than writing a book. So I guess I kind of like position myself to be a funny micro philosopher, like kind of almost, you know? But like, it's so funny that these opportunities are opening to influence people with mindfulness. When I started this journey, really just to rap,
Speaking of,
just because I really like it, just because I really like to do that craft, and it led me to that awareness, and then that awareness led me to people being like, hey, how'd you get that awareness? And I'm like, you have it too. And they're like, where? I'm like, right there. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, God. And they're like, no way. And I'm like, true that. And they're like, but can you help me what to do with this? And I'm like, yeah, just live every day really present. And they're like, that's easier said than done. And now we just have a workshop to guide us back to that.
so much. There's so much. We're still learning.
We're trying to document it ourselves. It's really big to unpack, and
Yeah.
it's really, and we want to do good. We've done a workshop. We've done pretty much our core peeps, we'll say.
Yeah.
You know, our kind of handful of core peeps. Like we did a really nice COVID inspired kind of workshop, and it was through the internets. So we're going to explore with in-person events, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we've done that. We've done like also a private workshop,
Yep.
almost for the same group of people, which are from all over the world, from the States too.
I know, we're so lucky.
Love you guys. Die hard fam, love. But like, yeah, I'm really excited about like, you know, that's there's a certain amount of magic involved, but there's also something very like humbling and grounded about like doing the work to quantify and explain what's happening. Like consciousness almost refuses to be put in a bottle, but if we can walk right up to the door and leave the door open for you to find that magic, that's chef kiss for me. That's good.
I don't even do anything to promote my mindfulness.
Oh, I guess by talking about it all the time on my podcast.
Also, you...
And I want it. It's not like I don't want it. I'm not saying that someone's forcing me to do this. I want it. I'm just saying I don't have a page in my website that's like like hire me for your team building. Like I don't have that. But like we do have workshops, right?
Hey, Ev.
What?
You shot a music video this week.
Holy fuck. Oh my god. No way. You want to talk about it?
I brought it up.
Oh fuck. It's so good. You don't even realize how good it is.
We're very excited about it.
Okay, so I have this song called Coco Chanel, and fuck, it's I sing the hook. It's the song that's like, live my life, catching vibes, feeling light like you gotta be. And should we do my verse? Up late night whipping, OT living. No, up late night whipping, bullseye hitting, OT living, motif, go kill it. Don't worry about much with the whole team. Winning bone in steak, yeah, get the protein in ya. Long way back, but I'll be home tonight. I'ma give it up when the moment is right. Might show you my heart tonight because your aura is glowing in the golden light. Blast off at the star seed. Knock you out your boss seat. Universe runs across me, come back, different dialects, speaking Farsi.
Jamaican.
You can see me pulling up in a two-seater with the bass leaking and some ball sneakers and a wife beater, 3 gold chains and an old beeper, creepy crawl creeping, dropping hot heaters way beyond leaders when I'm balls deep and boom, boom, boom. Up all night on the grind, feeling light like you gotta be. So like, that's hard as fuck. So I had 3 that's why I have this ridiculous gold chain. I have 3 of them. I'm just wearing it for fun.
He wanted me to wear them out yesterday.
We should wear matching gold chains, man. We have them. So it's part of a costume for, I wrapped myself into a corner. I didn't find a beeper, but thanks to Mohammed from Meat Zone, we got the beautiful location, so bless you, but also the T-bone steak. Or the meat in steak, bless us with a tomahawk from Meat Zone. We're gonna put Meat Zone descript. Beautiful. I'm blessed us with it. So we invited my mom over for Sunday. She loved it.
Yeah,
Did
it
that.
was crazy.
What other rapper do you know that hopped off the back of a pickup truck, surrounded by dope ass Persians with a fucking tomahawk steak, busting raps with 3 fake gold chains on? Me. That's who does that. And we got Trap Money Winnie in the place, who made it a star-studded event. By her on the phone selling the Coco Chanel, and pass us some of those hundos over there. We got this money blessed us by my good homie Matthew Santoro, who these are like prop hundos.
Yeah.
So fun.
So fun.
And so we were like, just like fucking in the music video, like just like being ridiculous. And I also say like wife beater. So I have like fucking a wife beater on, like a like a tank top and like the chains, and I'm going like that, and it's just like so funny. And when he's in this hot ass dress and some fucking $800 Louis Vuitton heels, some pink ass dope shit, and she's hustling out the back of our white drop top Mercedes. You can see me pulling up in a 2-seater with the bass leaking and some ball sneakers and a wife beater, 3 gold chains, and an old beeper.
Awesome. It's going to be epic.
It's so fucking good.
Do we have a timeline on this?
I think Kia wants to get it out pretty soon. Like, Cena, I think, is working on it. He has everything that's needed. I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah. Some really amazing dancers as well.
Oh my God. Elnes, are you serious? Love.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
Maham and
Tamina?
Tamina, yeah. Love you guys.
Yeah.
So fun. You made it amazing. You took it up levels. Max Jamali came through.
It was a fucking cool collaborative day.
It was a good day.
So nice. Nice when people get together and create. When I was in my emotional stability yesterday, I was just writing in my gratitude journal, and writing things that you're grateful for when you're sort of coasting on this just like neutral state is it felt a little patronizing at first. So whenever that happens, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to force myself to do something that feels like I'm like dangling something in front of my face, right? Yeah. So I always reword my journal, and I definitely go off book, and it's become a much richer thing than just a gratitude journal. It's more of like a guide upward. And
it is a guide. It is a guide.
Yeah. And I don't remember now where I was going with this.
Keep talking so the podcast keeps going.
I know, but I was saying something.
Are you too high from this amazing king crop?
I don't feel too high, but I've just forgotten what my point was. So anyways, that's still good information that I gave you.
Thanks for sharing that information. Do you have a fun fact for us today, Winnie Clark? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. When the fact is fun and Winnie has one, and you know that her segment has begun. Doom, doom, boom, boom, boom. I wanna know what facts you got.
Okay.
When you tell us your fun fact. Go watch our special.
Okay.
Nice.
Snakes poke out their tongues a lot, especially when they are on the move. This is because they use their tongues to smell the air, which helps them navigate. This is called chemoreception, which it literally means the reception of chemicals, chemo. Airborne chemicals stick to the snake's tongue when it's poking out, and the snake can identify the particles thanks to a special organ called vomeronasal. The vomeronasal organ is located in the roof of the snake's mouth, and there are 2 small entry holes that lead to it, like nostrils but inside the mouth. Once the snake has waved its fork tongue around enough to get a good coating of chemicals, it brings the tongue back into the mouth and presses the tips of its forks against the organ, 1 fork tip in each hole.
Holy fuck.
This sends a signal to the snake's brain telling it what the smell is. snakes smell with their tongue.
What the fuck?
They stick their tongue out, search around for chemicals. Chemicals wrap around their tongue. They stick their tongue back into their mouth. They touch the tips of their tongues to 2 little holes, and then that information gets sent to their brain so they can fucking make sure that no shit is in their way or like food or anything. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy. Can you believe that?
It's crazy.
What the fuck?
That's so cool and weird and like why? Why is that a thing?
The shit is lit.
It's a miracle. It's
It's a miracle.
it's legit a miracle.
Oh my gosh. Gucci pink. Oh my gosh, Consuelo.
The Gucci pink I wanted because it is an OG variant.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
really fuck with OG variant with us.
Okay, are you going to do a reading now?
Of course I am, Winnie.
Wonderful. Ooh, someone wants the DVD player.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that. We've been selling stuff, guys. If you want to buy some shit from us, just hit us up. Even if you're watching this months or years in advance, we'll probably have more stuff to sell, so just hit us up. I'm always in selling mode. Just hit us up. Just basically hit us up. If it was
Okay.
going to go for 200, I'll sell it for 1.
Get something to read.
That's what I did. Okay, I'm actually going to read mines. I'm going to sit here. Brandon, listening in Utah. I'm reading your mind. You're 23 years old. You work at an Outback steakhouse. You want to date that girl named Brianna who works in the front as a hostess, but you're a little concerned that her boyfriend's a wrestler and might not like that. How you going to get me out of the picture, mate? You thought that I couldn't tune into your thoughts right through this podcast, could I? But you know what you've got to do. Quit the job at the Outback Steakhouse, because now you've actually became a waiter for a while and taken our advice by trying to work in the food and restaurant business for a while. So now you have enough humility to understand that you've got to go be a wrestler in order to date that hostess at your work. You can't work at the work and date the hostess at the work. You got to work somewhere else and date the hostess. So be a wrestler or something.
That was a great merge of accents.
It was all one.
Stop yelling!
So loud.
Sorry. Okay. Ooh, something came out. Yeah, that's a little picture of them. Okay, that's little 11.
It's a little picture of little 11.
That's cute. Winnie, please choose a number between 100 and 111. No, I'm kidding. Winnie, pick a number between 11 and 222.
59.
The greatest prayer. It's the second page of a start. Page 58 is chapter 7, the greatest prayer, and it talks about imagination, but this is 59, the continuance of that. He sees others as he desires them to be. He hears only what he wants to hear. He sees only the good in others. In him is no condemnation, for he transforms the world with his seeing and hearing. The king that sitteth on the throne scattereth the evil with his eye. Sympathy for living things, agreement with human limitations, is not the consciousness of the king, because he has learned to separate their false concepts from their true being. To him, poverty is but the sleep of wealth. He does not see caterpillars, but painted butterflies to be. Not winter, but summer sleeping. Not man in want, but Jesus sleeping. Jesus of Nazareth, who scattereth the evil with his eye, is asleep in the imagination of every man.
Dope. That was sick.
just one page off of Neville's Resurrection, which
sort of touched upon, you know, well, the Buddha story at the beginning, you know.
Yeah, I think humility and choosing to feel, choosing your vibration, choosing to feel up about it. Even I'm becoming more and more sensitive to tone, like the way I say something or the way someone else says something too. Like, it's like, if you just say, what's going on here? As opposed to, what's going on here? Like, the impact of what key your voice is in, this is audio science. It's so deep. You're vibrating flesh bubble package. You're vibrating.
Yeah.
You're vibrating. You have vibration. It's pulsing at very least, you can admit, but it is vibrating. So you get to make vibration from said vibration. So you can literally choose optimism. Even if like you don't feel it yet, you can technically steer yourself upwards.
Yeah.
So that's it's, you know, and we say fuck toxic positivity, but there's an internal process to that if you can do that internally, you can do it externally. So when someone says, back of the line, you're not crushed and so angry at that person because they were quick with you, you're like, hey, they're efficient, like that's fine, like they have a job, like if I want to go in here, I'll go to the back of the line.
Yeah.
Like we allow things to drag us down often, where it's like, see the best in people, try and have an open heart, raise your chin a bit, choose to trust someone, put the trust in their hand and explain to them that it's a privilege.
Yeah, and so that's what I was gonna say about my journal. Is it's taken a lot of different shapes, and yesterday I ended my journal with I can create. Like, it doesn't matter if there's things that I like still needed to get done, even if I wasn't in like a euphoric state. Like, I probably wouldn't do them if I was in a depressive state. That's, to me, a place where I need to rest. That's kind of what I've learned over the course of a very long time.
You cannot be productive.
Exactly. It just doesn't, your body doesn't want that. It wants rest.
What do you got to do with yourself when you're depressed? That's fucking such a conundrum. You got to snap out of it.
Yeah. So
you got to get out of it.
Yeah. So
you got to kill the bitch in you. The bitch is taken over.
So I was like, okay, cool. Let's just go with that for the day. Like, I can create. And then there's been a few things, like I wrote another meditation, and like there's been a few other creative things that like sort of gave me some drive and focus and purpose for my day that then continued to snowball, or what we often use the term as gain momentum. So like you do end up going on in sort of that upwards towards the top of the emotional scale, closer maybe to where Ellevan was yesterday. Maybe not ever getting there, but still finding sort of that sense of relief every time you take the next step. So sometimes you do have to just be honest with yourself and say, like, what can I do? And for me, that yesterday, that was like, I can create. So create.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's right. It's totally important to create. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Disciplined Stoners. We are the gateway drug to mindfulness. We have a private community where you get exclusive releases of our content first before it drops on platforms, and some really cool private stories. That there's like a story function, like how there's on Instagram stories.
We were storying your music video on Saturday.
Some really cool stuff that we didn't put anywhere else. And we were just like, we got to make more of a big deal about this and tell you guys about it, because we don't even know if our current patrons are checking it out. So if you are a patron, download the app and just watch. That was the easiest way. That's the only way you're going to do it. If you don't want to download the app, do it anyway.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, we really appreciate those community members.
Thank you so much.
Those community members who choose to support the show. You're like buying us a coffee once a month, and it really helps us just, to make certain upgrades and stuff like that, and just like continue to focus on the podcast as much as we can. Like we said, we're doing some mindful workshops that may be announced in your area. And yeah, anything else? We got a music video coming out. Coco Chanel's gonna come out soon with Kia. Go watch the special. The rhythm and flow. That'll be your homework for now. Because you're probably as high as we are thinking, what were they talking about earlier? It was that. It was the special, the new special. It's the new live show. Winnie does stand up. I improvised 4 songs with it's really just a 2 pieces, drums and Phil, and Phil's on guitar.
So fun.
And fuck, man.
So fun. Love it.
I might just put it on in the background too. Okay. Love you guys. Subscribe, share this. If you're checking us out for the first time, thank you for being here.
Consider giving us a review on Apple or wherever.
It's crazy how much it helps in terms of like the ranking of the show.
Yeah.
Like, because there's, I guess, so many people just like blindly put out like something and it gets like no reviews. And like if we can just get some couple reviews, it will boost us to the top.
To the top.
To the top of the bottom. No, right to the top. We're going right to the moon, baby. And we're all going together in awareness. So bless you. Thank you.
Bless this morning podcast.
This was really nice. There's a certain amount of clarity that happens in the day that's unmatched.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love ya.
Stoners! The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll.
Hey, Win!
Oh my. Yes.
We got a new thing.
Oh, right. We need to tell you about our new thing.
Support the show now on Patreon.